Before I begin my review, I just want to say, oh god, I'm going to tilt this a little bit so the light doesn't block. Okay. Before I begin my review, I want to say that I am very sorry that this review is a little out late. I watched the movie a couple hours ago. When I was about to do my review, I felt a little sick, and so I decided to lie down, but I'm still a little sick, but not like throwing up sick. My stomach just a little hurting, my head is a little bothering me, but I feel... if I start to do that, don't worry about it. But I am feeling a little bit better to do my review, and this is my review for Child's Play. If none of you know that Chucky is my favorite horror icon, he's been one of my favorite horror icons forever. He was actually the person that introduced me to horror. Curse of Chucky was the one that introduced me to horror and Chucky, which I will talk about more when I review that movie. And I was going to review Hellraiser 3, but sadly, like I said, I felt a little sick. But let's just be happy that I got this review out, and here are my positives. I think my main positive of this movie is Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky, and I recently talked about him in Rob Zombie's Halloween remakes, which he was amazing in those movies. And he is Chucky, and I can't imagine anyone else as Chucky. Like Mark Hamill, he's okay as Chucky, but he is no Brad Dourif. Excuse me. Brad Dourif is Chucky, and if they decide to recast him, if he passes away here soon, because he is in his 70s, he's getting pretty old, and they gotta end this Chucky series soon. And if they still want to make more, you better not recast Brad Dourif, because they could probably just take clips of his voice, because they did it with like other people. And I want to talk about the scene where the batteries fall out of the box when Karen is looking at the box, and she's looking at it, and all of a sudden these batteries fall out. I love how that's shot, and I love how that scene takes place. Just all of a sudden she's like, yeah, friend to them, my ass. Then all of a sudden she feels something falls out, and it's batteries. Then she finds out that this doll has been moving, talking, all these things without any batteries, and that is awesome. And I also, since I talked about Karen, I love the Barclays in this movie. Karen Barclay and Andy Barclay, they're amazing in this movie. And Alex Vincent, who plays Andy Barclay, he's good in this too, even though for a good actor. Some of his lines are a little weird, but I can't really yell at him for that, because he was just a kid at the point, so I can't really yell at him about that. And the scene... This is my favorite scene in this entire movie, where Chucky comes to life for the first time, where Karen threatens to throw him in the fire, and he wakes, doesn't awake, but shows that he's alive and be like, you stupid bitch, and all that. I love that scene, and that's like my favorite scene in the entire franchise, and this is probably it's my favorite scene in this movie, probably my favorite scene in the entire franchise. And I also want to talk about Detective Mike. He is one of my favorite characters of this series, and I really hope that he returns. And I did like him as Jerry in Fright Night, which is one of my favorite vampire movies, probably my favorite vampire movie, I should say. And he's awesome in this movie, and I want to see more of him, but the actor who plays him, he's pretty old, and I don't really expect him to come back. And I also like the joke. This is the best joke in the movie, kind of, when the old lady just looks at Chucky when she leaves the elevator. Ugly doll, and he goes, "Fuck you." I love that scene, and that's just really funny to me. Now to my negatives. And honestly enough, I only have one negative, and that's the scene where Chucky's attacking Detective Mike. When he's speeding, why doesn't he just hit the brakes? That's what I would have done, and it's kind of stupid that he doesn't. But that's the only negative that I actually have for this movie. If Detective Mike just hit the brakes, this movie would probably be perfect for me. But I absolutely love this movie. This is easily one of my favorite horror movies in the last few years that I've watched. Why is my mouse not working? I don't think my mouse is connected. One sec. I think I may have broke my mouse. There we go. Okay. Because I gotta get my mouse figured out. If you guys enjoyed this review, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this movie. Until my next review, take care.